Hello and welcome back to the Raw Feeding Journal. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Robin. Today, we're covering an incredibly important topic, the connection between diet and behaviour in dogs. Many people don't realise just how much what we feed our pets can influence their mood, energy levels, and even how they respond to training.
That's so true. Behavioural issues are often attributed to a lack of training or socialisation, but nutrition seems to be overlooked. So, Robin, let's start with the basics. How does diet actually affect a dog's behaviour?
Great question, Charlotte. A dog's behaviour is regulated by chemical messengers in the body, namely hormones and neurotransmitters. Hormones coordinate bodily functions, while neurotransmitters, chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, are responsible for communication between brain cells and the nervous system.
So an imbalance in these chemicals can lead to behavioural issues.
Exactly. And here's the key. The production and function of these neurotransmitters are directly influenced by the nutrients in a dog's diet. For example, serotonin, often called the feel-good neurotransmitter, is heavily dependent on the availability of tryptophan, an amino acid found in protein.
Interesting. I've heard serotonin also plays a role in sleep.
That's correct. Serotonin isn't just important for mood, it's also a precursor to melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. If a dog's diet doesn't provide sufficient tryptophan, it can lead to low serotonin levels, which are linked to aggression, anxiety, and even nighttime restlessness.
So how can pet owners ensure their dog is getting enough tryptophan?
Tryptophan is abundant in protein-rich foods like chicken, turkey, and eggs. However, it competes with other amino acids to cross the blood-brain barrier. The key isn't just protein quantity, but also balance. A raw diet, which preserves the natural structure of proteins, often provides more bioavailable tryptophan than processed diets. Rotating protein sources can also help.
That makes sense. What about dopamine? I know it's linked to motivation and reward.
Dopamine is another critical neurotransmitter. It regulates motivation, reward-driven behaviour, and even satiety after eating. Like serotonin, dopamine production relies on amino acids, in this case tyrosine, which is also found in high-protein diets.
So a high-protein diet supports both serotonin and dopamine production.
Yes, but again, balance is key. Tyrosine and tryptophan compete for absorption, so a well-rounded diet with varied protein sources is important to support both neurotransmitters.
What about stress and anxiety? Is there a connection between diet and how dogs handle stress?
Absolutely. This is where GABA, another neurotransmitter, comes into play. GABA is like the brain's calm button. It reduces neuronal excitability, which helps dogs manage stress and anxiety.
And how does diet influence GABA levels?
Lactic acid-producing bacteria in the gut, like lactobacillus, can synthesize GABA. This is one reason why gut health is so important for reducing anxiety-related behaviours. Raw-fed dogs tend to have higher levels of GABA because their diets support a healthier gut microbiome compared to processed dry food.
That's fascinating. So, gut health and behaviour are connected. But what about cognitive health?
Diet plays a huge role in cognition throughout a dog's life. For example, omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, are essential for brain development and cognitive function. Puppies born to mothers supplemented with omega-3s show better learning ability and memory, while senior dogs benefit from DHA to combat cognitive decline.
It sounds like omega-3s are essential for all life stages. Where can pet owners find these nutrients?
Omega-3s are found in oily fish, offal like liver and heart, and supplements like salmon oil. Unfortunately, many commercial dry foods contain little or no DHA or EPA, so it's something pet owners need to intentionally add to their dog's diet.
Let's shift gears a bit. How does the quality of ingredients impact behaviour?
Ingredient quality is incredibly important. Low-quality ingredients, like bone meal from intensively farmed sources, can stimulate inflammatory proteins in the body. Chronic inflammation is associated with anxiety, aggression, and even depression.
So feeding high-quality, minimally processed food can help maintain balance.
Exactly. High-quality proteins and fresh ingredients help maintain homeostasis, which supports both physical and emotional well-being.
And what about enrichment? Does chewing, for example, play a role in behaviour?
Definitely. Chewing is a natural behaviour that releases endorphins like dopamine, creating a calming effect. Providing appropriate items to chew on, like raw bones, can help reduce anxiety and promote relaxation.
Robin, this has been so informative. What's the key takeaway for our listeners?
The key takeaway is that diet has a profound impact on behaviour. By feeding a balanced, high-quality diet rich in protein, omega-3s, and essential nutrients, pet owners can support their dog's mood, cognitive function, and overall behaviour. Combine this with gut health support and enrichment activities like chewing, and you'll have a happier, well-behaved dog.
Thank you so much, Robin. This has been such an eye-opening discussion.
My pleasure, Charlotte. And remember, always consult with a vet or nutritionist when making dietary changes to ensure your dog's unique needs are met.
Thanks for joining us on the Raw Feeding Journal. See you next time.